everyone. Welcome to Bravo Confessionals. My name is Melanie. This here's Taylor. That's Michelle. And then this here is Chris Miller, and he is from Below Deck Sailing Yacht. If you haven't watched it, I mean, I don't know what you're doing with your life because there was plenty to be seen on there. So Chris came in. How soon into the season did you come in? You were like
12 actually came in. Yeah, it was quite far in.
Wow. Okay. Well, I mean, it was enough for me. So, so what was, I know that when you first walked on, you know, you expressed like how it was to come onto a cruise, say like one that would be already kind of everybody's, you know, gelled out and everything. But what was it like for you with this particular crew?
So joining a new crew is always fun and exciting, and you never know what you're going to get. The main difference with this boat was obviously the camera crew and the show, and that it was already, the season was well up and going and everyone was already into the swing. So getting into the rhythm, the flow of the boat, knowing how everyone's done everything and they've already worked out the little quirks and things. So yeah, that was probably the hardest, but the crew themselves are great, and like there was no one on board that I didn't get on with.
Yeah, I felt like kind of meshed well with everybody. Like when you came in, it was very, like it was just like a very smooth transition.
Yeah, it was easy, and yeah, as you say, we all got on well, and yeah, we got working.
So I have a question. How did Bravo contact you, being as like they already had this cast set for their season? Were you like an initial maybe runner up? I don't want to say runner up, but like were you possibly on the board to be on there from the get-go?
Yeah, I was reserved. So they contacted me on Facebook a few months prior the show began. I went through all the logistics, and then they said, all right, I'm first reserve. So I was in the process of looking for another job, and I was actually like heading towards a boat, and then I got the call and they said, all right, well, we need you tomorrow. Today, when's as soon as you can get out here? So I was like, well, I can be there by tomorrow. So yeah, I flew out the next day.
That's very cool that you're like ready to go. I mean, that's cool.
I wasn't too ready to go because before I left, I still had to get my ENG1 medical. So I had to drive down to Southampton to get that, then drive back to Salisbury, and then I had to pack all my bag and then fly out. So I wasn't ready at all. There was a mad rush before I left the UK.
So you live in Salisbury?
Yeah, in Salisbury, south of the UK, a very pretty place.
Okay, so my dad grew up overseas. He went to school in I'm gonna forget, Wolverhampton. He's a huge Wolves fan. I don't know how far that is from where you're at, but he's always Wolfie, Wolfie, Wolfie with the soccer.
It's a few hours away, but again, like distances in the UK, what's far to us in America is like a fairly short drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I'm from San Francisco. And so whenever we go places here, I'm like, man, that is super far because I'm not used to like 30 minutes to get to the next town. I'm used to, I can walk there reasonably or like take a muni or a train or something. So it's always kind of interesting, people coming from different places. But, and then I had a question regarding what was your, actually, do you know anything about yacht music?
I have mainly a playlist on Spotify, but what do you mean exactly?
So there is another franchise. It's called Real Hot Girls. Is it Beverly Hills? Yeah, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And there's a really, really fun character on there. And she is slightly eccentric compared to the other cast members, and so they were talking about different things that, you know, they do, and she mentioned that, you know, you would have to, you know something about yacht music, and we were like, what the heck is a yacht music? Like, is that like a playlist, or is there like actual like yacht music, like this is a genre?
Well, I've never heard it referred to that specifically, but I mean, yeah, I definitely have lots of playlists that I have for, like, I have a calming boating, and then like a calming melodies, and then a playlist that I call Nom Nom Nom, which is like, you know, like the go for it playlist. And then I got the dance playlist, and then I've got like the star watching playlist. That's a good playlist, that one, the stargazing playlist. Yeah, I've got all
That's
the playlists.
the one I need to hear. Like on my back deck at like 10 p.m. I need the stargazing one.
Yeah.
I'll have to share with you guys my Spotify, but like,
yeah, please do.
I think it's Chris Miller or something. So.
I am all about Spotify. I try and go out there like they sponsor me or they even know I exist for the last like 14 years. So
Well, Madison used to work for Spotify, actually.
did
Okay.
she
Oh,
really?
no way.
Yeah,
That's
there you
so
go.
cool.
She
Yeah,
seems
back when
like
it was first starting.
she seems like the sweetest girl. Like just
She's
the
got lots of
nicest.
levels.
Yes. Yes.
Speaking of Matt, you traveled
Layers.
with her, right? You traveled with her after the season was over?
So after the season finished, me and her got an Airbnb and stayed around the old town for another week afterwards. I wasn't ready for it to all end because I'd only been there for like 2 and a bit weeks, 3 weeks. So I wanted just a week of relaxation, seeing the island. We got a scooter and then we went round to all like the cool beaches. Again, I got some awesome photos of her. And yeah, it was a lovely week. But before anyone asked, it was just as friends. And
Yep.
Madison and I think it'll only ever be friends.
You're not the boy in the photos. The fish foot bath. I thought that was adorable.
That was really good fun. It was a great little excursion from the boat. We got to put the boat behind, away from us and just talk about each other's for a bit. And again, getting your feet nibbled on by fish is a very strange experience. So why not use it as a first date? Breaks the
I
ice.
mean, hello. The worst thing you'll talk about is this is oddly invigorating. So
Yeah, it is strangely satisfying. It makes you laugh and giggle uncontrollably.
yeah, why not? So I literally I really, really wanted that to work. But as you probably saw, I don't know, do you watch the episodes or did you?
Yeah, I watched them, of course.
So it was really sad as a viewer to watch you trying without knowing that it was so deep already in the other direction that you were not getting anywhere. So
I never tried that hard.
no.
And because she wasn't really kind of reciprocating, again, I was flirting, I was having a bit of fun, but I wasn't really trying to pursue it.
Yeah. We saw that, unfortunately, but I think she lost a good one. I mean, just saying.
How awkward.
There's always next season, who knows?
Yeah.
No, you can find one.
Was it pretty awkward? Was it pretty awkward to have Georgia because it was awkward kind of as a viewer to watch Georgia kind of hitting on Paget and Sierra? Was it as awkward in person or not really?
No, not at all. Because when you're on the boat, you banter and you chat. And I think when those two were together and they were away from other prying eyes, they were maybe a bit more flirtatious than normal. But in front of everyone else, they were perfectly normal. And again, as Georgia says, she literally flirted with everybody. And she was a very flirty person. So it wasn't anything to put it past her flirting with Paget. Even as we know, she really liked him. So can you blame her?
No.
And like you were saying, she didn't reciprocate to you, but he did reciprocate to her. So it was pretty equal. The not even so I don't even know if flirtation would be the word that I would describe for it. It was just like you were saying, banter. It's just that kind of bounce back that you get with someone, and so it was pretty equal as far as I saw.
If you would have met Paget as well, you would have known me and him on deck. You would have thought that me and him were flirting from the way it was.
Yeah.
It's just chat. It's they are very long days, and the ways to make the long days go past is to chat to the other people you're working with. And if you have a good relationship with them, you're gonna get onto subjects that can't be shown on TV. And trust me, there were so many subjects on TV that we talked about that was there's no chance this is ever going to be shown on a family.
Yeah.
Well, didn't she even say to Captain Glenn that she would marry him for a green card or something like that? So it's
and that was just Georgia. It wasn't serious. It wasn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to marry him for a green card. It was a joke. So.
Yeah, I have a friend who's from the UK, and she one time she told me something. First of all, she says that my accent, when I pretend to have a British accent, she says that I sound Cockney, but not even legit Cockney. I sound really, it's just bad. But
well, you can't just say about it and not do it now. So.
Oh, you know what I mean? I don't even know what I'm saying. So this is what my friend said. She said that, all right, that people from America do not have any sense of humor. We are the
Okay,
worst.
tone it down a tiny bit. Like, tone it down a tiny bit. You're spot on.
I don't know how to tone it.
Yeah, you gotta bring it lower. You gotta bring it lower a little bit.
So
Yeah.
people from America are, a bit intense. We don't have a great sense of humor. It's just not gonna happen.
You
know
sound
what,
like
though?
you're from London.
You sound.
Yeah. You sound like you're from London, mate. You want a cup of tea?
Yeah.
Right.
Bullshit. No more drinks for me.
So Chris, how was it, the whole Jenna and Adam thing? Was it awkward or was it not really?
No, so I really enjoyed seeing like the growing, budding love of the kind of their relationship. So no, seeing them kind of together hugging for me was lovely, and it was great to see. At the same time, they weren't as lovey-dovey as I think maybe it was made out. They were sitting on each other's laps on the sofa, but they weren't all over each other, like snogging each other's faces off. Like they were just a new couple that just met each other. Of course, you're gonna sit next to your partner and have your hand on their leg. I mean, it's kind of natural. So, but like,
yeah, especially. So we had Jenna on our show too, and that's what she was saying is like it's so misconstrued between what like the viewers are seeing and what was going on the boat, and like what people don't realize. You guys are living on this boat. So not only like you're not just bantering or flirting with your coworkers, like this is your life. If you're starting to date somebody, of course you're going to be affectionate. So I just didn't know if it actually did come off to the other crew members that like, whoa guys, bring it down a notch.
Well, that's the thing, because I enjoyed seeing them kind of getting together. Other crew members who may not have liked each of the Madison didn't like it so much.
We all know. You can say it.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's like I can understand how Madison wouldn't like it, because like if you're not enjoying spending that much time in someone's company, then seeing them sitting with someone else having a great time with someone that they're kind of enjoying their time, it's like just makes you kind of spiteful and just resent them. So
Yeah,
I can fully understand Madison as well.
I understand both sides of it, because on one hand, it's like they're located in totally different places. So it would be like, enjoy the time that you do have together. And then, after this, who knows what the opportunity would be to, schnog. And then, given the fact that, yeah, Madison didn't have, for whatever reason, we saw all of that play out, and we won't get into it here, but, they each had their kind of quarrels with her in particular. So for her to have that issue, that to then see them happy together, it's like it's like any coworker that you don't like, especially your superior, and someone who barks at you or speaks to you the way that Adam spoke to Madison. Yeah, you probably won't be too stoked to see them like happy and doing something. And I kind of felt like I was kind of bummed when you came on the boat and didn't immediately like show interest in Madison. Just like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but from a viewer's perspective, I wanted you to come on the boat and show her some attention, because I was like, this girl needs someone to tell her she's pretty and take her on a date, because honestly, I just felt like she just kept getting the short end of the stick in that department. So I was like, ugh.
Yeah, well, after the show ended, I got to know Madison a bit better, and she is a lovely person, and again, she's got levels, and you just have to understand her, and you have to understand her boundaries and what she finds respectable or not respectable. And the way Jenna spoke to her, she didn't find respectable. Yeah. And but then the way that Paget and Jenna spoke to each other, to the other crew, was like, whoa guys, like calm down. Like they were going like over the top of banter. They were like straight out ripping into each other. And it was funny between them. But I mean, you do that with anyone else, and that's workplace bullying. But between them, it was funny. So it's all different levels. And I mean, don't get me wrong, what you watch on the show is what happened on the boat. Like, it isn't made up, it isn't directed, it is the goings on the boat. But the trouble is, there's so much going on, and there's so much that happens in the day. Like, some of the crew have been talking about, should we do a little vlog or a blog of some of the stuff that happened during the season that wasn't shown?
Do
I mean,
it.
the day that I herniated the disc in my back, I also stepped on a sea urchin and got sea urchin spikes in the bottom of my foot. So it's just like, there's so much more that happens on the boat that you hear about. So it's like, you get the good stuff, but there's still so much more stuff that goes on.
Oh
It's
my
like,
god.
They need to do what they do in Big Brother. You know the show? Have you heard of the show Big Brother?
Yeah, of course.
They
Yeah,
have
Where they
one
have
there.
like the 24-hour cameras.
They have their own, Taylor, okay? They have one there too.
but I mean,
But I
the
think they
stuff
need to
you
like
see-
broadcast it.
No,
They
no,
do.
you couldn't broadcast that stuff.
They even have Farrah Abraham on there. They've had Farrah Abraham on the UK version, and I'm sure that was but yeah, I mean, it's like we only get snippets, so then the world is, you know, I mean, they're like, look at this guy, you know, yeah, so you have a little bit of back pain, you know, it's like, but y'all don't know that like he actually stepped on a sea urchin. Like,
Yeah.
there's so much more.
Yeah, both those things going on. I mean, the amount of pain that I was in as well, like during certain stages on the boat, did vary quite a lot. And there were certain times when like breathing was painful, and just getting out of my bed, just standing up straight was impossible. So I kept on going, I kept pushing, and I'm lucky that I didn't get most of the severe pain from my back until after I got back to the UK. Yeah, it was bad.
Once you're home, man, your body's like, let's do this.
Exactly. I relaxed. I had a couple of weeks just like chilling out, and yeah, basically my back seized up, and I was in agony for a month, and then like good pain for 3 months.
Have you been able to have it worked out and taken care of now?
Oh yeah, so like now it's like a year on, and I'm feeling golden. I'm working a pretty physical, hard job. I'm doing my yoga every day. I mean, I still do get stiff if I don't do my yoga and do my stretches, but the strength is back. My mobility is back. I can run. I can jump. I'm doing my pull-ups, and because obviously I've been isolated at home, I've been doing my home workouts and stuff. And yeah, I'm just ready to get back to the boat now.
Yeah.
So are you going to go back to the boat?
Well, that's the thing. I really don't know yet. I haven't heard. I'm just waiting for the call, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that they got picked up for a second season.
Yeah, I have seen. Obviously, I've been following everything that's been going on. I have seen that there is going to be a second season, but yeah, who knows if they want me.
We wanted to touch on this, and you can tell us if this is a no-no, but have you seen what has transpired between Pete from this current season of Below Deck Med?
So obviously, I've been watching the episodes as they've been coming out. It's this season. Oh, this is going to be a good season. I'm looking forward to it.
It really is.
Lara gone after 2 episodes. Like, come on, Gunnar. Like, she was going to get fired anyway. But anyway, there's a whole different like chat we need to talk about. No, Pete. I have no idea what's going on or what's happening. I've seen the Facebook posts and like Bravo confirming that he's off the boat, but yeah, I have no idea why. I mean, he might be crying about it now.
On. I wanted to know, how was it? Because I feel like you're the first person we actually talked to who, besides Jenna, but we talked to Jenna before the reunion aired. How was it to actually do a virtual reunion?
It was a nightmare because everyone's connections constantly dropping out, and when one person was speaking, you couldn't hear anyone else speaking. So if Jenna was trying to, hence why we had the hands up thing. And so like Jenna would be talking and Madison would talk and we wouldn't hear a word Madison would say. And then George would start talking, then all 3 of them would be talking at once. And you can't hear what any of them said. And it was like, I was kind of annoyed because it was like that reunion's like, I had kind of like 3 questions and like I put my hand up several times for like other things, but like they just like passed me by and it's like, oh well, but it was like, hi guys, like I was on the boat, like hey.
That's like Byron. We didn't even really get to see Byron.
I know, and Byron is an absolute legend.
Yeah. What were your 3 questions? I'm curious.
I cannot remember now. You have to watch it to see. You have to watch it to see. There you go. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I did watch it, and I could watch it on mute just as long as they keep you in the frame. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway. But there's no, what was I going to say? So how did you feel? Because a lot of people feel, and I was reading this in the group last night, that a lot of people feel as though like Jenna never really took accountability for the way that she was. And we know her in a different way. So we know her on this format where it's much different, you know, and we're not there to go in and like, you know, make someone feel bad about themselves. But a lot of people just felt like she never took accountability for something. Like the way that she treated Madison or something like that, whatever, you know, your take would be on that. How do you feel overall as far as her part was played in the reunion? How do you feel that went?
So yeah, I definitely feel like after Jenna watched the show, she maybe realized on some of her downfalls. And I do know that she tried to reach out to Madison and apologize. And like, she's been speaking to us and the rest of the crew, and like, I've been chatting to her and I've been like having some phone calls with her, and the way she's been feeling after the show is terrible. But more on that, the amount of people out there that are sending her hate mail and horrible messages and just saying like, I hope you like effing die and you're see you next Tuesday, and like all these horrible things that people are saying to her. It's like, I feel so sorry for her. It's like, there's no way you can feel like, from my side of it, there's no way I can feel sorry for her after watching the show from the way that the general public is now treating her from watching it.
We've got it. We've actually gotten quite abused ourselves for even just letting Jenna say her side. And
yeah, with all those Facebook comments and Facebook posts, I commented on one once. It wasn't even standing. It was about someone completely different, and the comments were screenshotted and then reposted to that group saying, "Oh, he's such a dick," and it's just like, seriously, like they don't have a proper argument. It's just they start insulting you personally. It's like, no, right. I'm here to have a discussion about a subject, not to personally attack you as a person. And so I don't bother commenting on that. Like, if someone wants to like message me personally saying, hey, how's it going? What's up? Like, tell me about the show, I will. But if someone's just like ripping into someone and giving abuse and saying horrible things, I'm never going to talk. I'm never going to comment.
It's so strange. Yeah, I think one of the things that we also said to Jenna is that I'm not really sure if a lot of viewers, and mind you, all of us are staying at home and losing we are just out there. We are done mentally. So I think a lot of people don't realize that this show is not live. That episode that you just watched, it did not happen tonight. It happened like a year ago.
6 months ago, yeah, over 6 months ago.
I had asked and I had said something, and you know, all of the responses were, she just needs to quit. And I was like, oh, okay, well,
yeah,
this is awkward. The show's over. So, but we would love to see you on there for another season.
Yes, definitely.
I would love to be back as well. I'd love to be back on another season.
Oh yeah.
So what have you been doing? I mean, I know you're quarantined and you're working on your abs and stuff, but
suck it in.
Lift and shift. But what are you in, like, when you're not on the show, are you out yachting on other boats, or like what's your life?
So yeah, generally, so if it wasn't for my back injury after the show, I would have probably flown straight to Palma and jumped on like Mallorca, Spain, jumped on another boat there for the rest of the season. With my back, I came back to the UK. I had 3 months of pretty much not doing anything. Then I started quite gradually getting back into some like gardening work, and it was quite mobile, quite active. It was getting me mobile, it was getting me moving. And then I started doing that, like a normal 9 to 5, Monday to Friday job as a general. It was like, I'm an estate manager, so I work on a country estate, and it's one day driving tractors, one day sorting out barns, another day
cleaning a pool.
Say again?
I said cleaning a pool. Are you a pool boy at all?
I wish. Yeah, topless cleaning a pool. No, but the other day I was pressure washing a roof topless, so that was quite fun.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah,
the
so
invite.
I was doing that up until lockdown and Corona, and sadly, my normal job couldn't employ me. And then I started working after like locking down and staying at home and being bored, and as most people were. But as the work started to come for the vegetable picking, I started working on a farm as a salad picker and planter. So the couple of months I've been working on a farm, getting covered in mud, getting a good tan every day. And now that's kind of starting to slow down a bit. I'm having a look for other things. So I'm keeping busy.
You know, mud is great for the skin. Mud is very exfoliating. You know, it's got a lot of minerals. That's great for your skin.
Kid, I'm getting all my B12.
There you
And
go.
what's your dog's name?
I feel like a lot of the
My
jobs.
dog is Inca. Inca?
Inca.
Name?
Hi, Inca.
Come here.
Inca.
Hello.
Oh, I
hi,
love
Inca.
her.
She likes
I love
sleeping.
her. We just rescued a puppy from the pound or the animal shelter just like a week before quarantine happened. So this poor dog literally doesn't know life outside of our home. So.
But lucky you guys, you get a dog to look after over quarantine.
Absolutely.
Be yours.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make the world go round. We were
Like,
going
if
to,
it wasn't for Inca over lockdown, like I don't know what I would have done. I would have gone crazy. She was the best company.
Oh.
have you spoken to Georgia since the show at all?
Yeah, I literally was sending voice messages to her yesterday asking if she minds if I post some photos of her.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
She had-
so when we had to fly out to LA to do like the follow-up like shots and like some stuff. And whilst we were there, I had a bit of time with Georgia. We went for a hike, and on that hike, I took some photos with my camera. So yeah, I'll be posting them on my Instagram soon.
oh, and let the rumors fly. Chris, you are
Oh,
married
exactly.
to Georgia.
Like literally, my message was to her like, "Do you mind if I post them? Because if I post a photo of any other girl, people are like, oh, that's your partner. So if I
Yep.
post photos of you, it's gonna be like, boom." So
Yep.
yeah, we'll see.
See, guys, we knew it. They ended up together. Yep.
No, well, I'm not gonna post the jacuzzi photos, so I'll leave those.
Oh boy, you betcha. All right,
Just
we have a couple. What's that? Breaking my heart. Pissed. We have a couple rapid fire questions that we started this with Ashton, and they're like the lamest questions, but they usually end up with like the funnest content. So I'll let Taylor go.
Oh God. See, we didn't discuss this beforehand that we were doing rapid fire questions. So now
You
I'm coming
do-
up.
You do
Okay.
the same one. So yeah, you. I
Okay.
mean, you did it last
Ready,
time.
set. It's whatever question comes to my head. So I might
Whatever
have to
comes
edit
to your
some
head.
of it.
Okay, and so I'm just answering like a one-word answer to these.
You
Yes.
just, you know what? You go with your heart, whatever you feel.
Okay,
Okay.
if I say pass, it means like pass.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. What's the last movie you watched?
Dante's Peak.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Okay. What toothpaste do you use?
It's from Russia.
It's from Russia. Okay.
Why are we not
Bloomer,
together?
maybe? It's like, I'm not really sure of the name. Bloomer?
Okay.
Yeah.
The toothpaste of my people.
Have
Do
you
Well,
you
ever-
have any
it's like,
siblings?
oh, that one looks good. I'll have that one today.
Do you have any siblings?
I have one sister, Verity.
Oh. Are you close with your sister?
Not physically. She's on the other side of the world.
Aw.
But yeah, we do like to keep in contact.
That's awesome. My family is 500 miles away from me too, so I get that. But anyway, Mel, it's your turn.
Is she younger?
She is 4 years older.
Nice.
What is your favorite food?
So my final meal would have to be bangers and mash with onion gravy. So sausages and mashed onion gravy.
Nice.
Simple.
I make that for my husband all the time.
When you were little, what did you say you wanted to be when you grew up?
A sailor.
Well, let's just close it out with that. Your dreams came true, bud.
There's a photo of me when I'm like a little boy in my sailor outfit.
That is so cool.
You're gonna have to send us. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so my careers advisor told me he thought I should go into the merchant navy. So I mean, that's fairly close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. See, you're living your dream.
It was
Yeah.
meant to
Oh,
be.
truly, like, yachting, apart from all the bullshit that goes on board and all the crap you have to deal with the guests, it's an incredible experience. Like, I'd advise it for anyone who can work hard and who can like work and live away from their family and friends. Go do it. Go do it for a summer. Learn what like working hard is, having a good time, and earning a shitload of money is, and make the most of it.
Sounds good.
Chris, you're such a gem.
Oh, thanks.
You're a real fun chap.
Oh, you're all too kind.
All right. Well, we will let you go, but we do appreciate you chatting with us and sitting down, you and Inca.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, we
It's
know
been an absolute pleasure.
All right.
Bye,
Okay.
Chris.
We'll see you next time.
All right, catch you soon.
Bye.
Thank you, Chris.
Cool.
I'm ready if you're ready. So much love in this heart of mine.